Whew. Hey, Mark Shepard, honesthypnosis.com, and I just got back from an amazing late afternoon canoe trip down to an island near Albany, New York, just a little bit south of Albany, called Schodack Island. And I got to see some amazing wildlife. There were huge fish just under the surface of the water. I think they were carp. And the tide was low, and it was just about to come in. So we were literally in a marsh, not too different from the painting I did back here. And we saw several great blue herons. We saw flocks of cedar waxwings, which was pretty cool. We saw a bald eagle, an immature bald eagle. We saw a kingfisher. We saw a cormorant. I mean, there was so much interesting bird life that was really amazing. And to kind of follow the theme that I've been playing with a lot this week, that has kind of filtering through to these daily mind mastery videos from my Attract Money Hypnosis course, Hypnosis to Attract Money, to make yourself magnetically attractive to money. And that led to my goal setting course, which I've got a real solid start on. And it's like, one of the things I want to talk about is the fact that the way my mind works, I am a nonlinear thinker. If I could finish one thing at a time, it would probably be better economically. However, that's just not the way I work. I'm an artist. And if you know many artists, they often are working on multiple projects. But when I'm working on any single project, that's where my focus is. And it's kind of like cooking, right? You could be cooking one meal, but have several different pots going, several different courses. You may be working on an appetizer. There may be a dessert. You may be, you may have all 4 burners or 6 burners going with different things. You may be grilling outside and making salad inside, right? So that's still one thing, even though there's many pieces to it. So I want to really give you reassurance. If you're like me, you probably don't really have ADD. It's helpful to say that sometimes. It gives people, a chance to, cut you a little slack. But the reality is, some of us are wired to be multi-focused, but it's different from multitasking. Really, studies have shown that you really can't do more than one thing at a time. But if you can work on this thing intensely and really follow the thread, sometimes it comes to a place where you stop and then, okay, got it. And this next thing comes up, and sometimes they all tie together later, right? So you don't know when you're working through a creative project, and I consider your life to be a creative project, by the way. So your takeaway today is to really be gentle with yourself. If you are someone who has lots of different interests and you have a hard time deciding, well, what am I supposed to do with my life? This is what you're supposed to do with your life. You're supposed to find ways to do the many things you love at the right time, in the right measure, right? So for me, canoeing, the tide was low at about 4 o'clock. And the tide was going to come in from that point on. And this is a section of the Hudson River which is affected by tides. So at low tide, this is a kind of a marsh. It's a mud flat. You don't want to get stuck, right? So it was beautiful. I got all my work done, and then there were still several hours left of the day, in the cool of the day, to really enjoy nature, right? And to get out on the river, to do something out of the ordinary. I don't go canoeing every day. If I did, it might have been boring, right? But it's different. And that's really what vacation means. Recreation, rest. It's all about giving yourself a little bit of a break. And it doesn't mean sitting on your ass doing nothing, right? It just means doing something different. Something that isn't necessarily goal-oriented, that gives you a chance to just enjoy being, to enjoy the present moment, to enjoy life. And so your takeaway today is, right now it's a Friday. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but if you're watching this Saturday morning, do something fun today, right? Take some time for yourself. Take an hour and do something fun, or call a friend up who you haven't seen in a while and say, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Look around. You might notice some birds, right? You might notice something. We saw a coyote as well. And it was a very interesting colored coyote. It had a big bushy tail, and at first we thought it was a fox, but it was too big to be a fox. And so there's a richness, there's a wealth all around us. Wherever you live, there is some place you can go for an hour or two or three, maybe four, to really find refreshment. And ultimately, that's what Sundays were for. That's what the Sabbath was for, to really just take a break, to rest. It became something else, but ultimately, take some time. Take some time this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend as I'm making this. It's the Friday of Labor Day weekend. Maybe you're going away. Who knows what you're doing? But in the busyness of life, take some time. Take some time for you. Do it today. Love yourself enough to take some time for you. And that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to chill out. I'm going to sit on my screened-in porch and listen to the night sounds and relax. And I wish you all the best. Cowabunga, my friend. I will see you on the inside. Mark Shepard, honesthypnosis.com.